for an ability right there. But Devour and Bubbles will continue to go out of here. Again, Misery, not the most impressive creep farm, but he's farming 400 gold per minute. Obviously, having 2 hero kills, including the Bloodlust kill, will definitely get you there. Swindle Mountains does have the 1 more creep kill so far, even despite those 2 deaths. Bottom lane, Magnus dropping. Nice team bats to disjoint the final auto attack. He's going to health potion, and he'll be fine when it's all said and done. Fade also dropped low right there, but he too is going to recover and be fine. But Silhouette and Magnus, I mean, Silhouette, they're staying alive, and that's at the very least that you would ask for. Now, we do see another dive attempt, perhaps, as Fade is, again, still here, but no, Silhouette's going to play passive enough, and they're not going to get that opportunity. So they're staying alive at the bottom lane, and that's, like I said, that's really all you can ask for at the very least for Team Kierk here.
Yeah, that was a good job by Lalonde playing that Magnus. Great stun, great disjoint with using this team bat. He's coming down here to maybe camp out this bottom room. He's going to find Iglesias. Who can get it first? Iglesias walked away. He picks up a DD just right in front of his face. So good job by Lalonde. He realizes there's really no point sitting in this lane against 3. I'm going to find myself useful other places. And now what I'd like to see him do on top of that is maybe hit level 3 down here, soak up to that level 3, and then go gank and just constantly roam around. Don't even come back to this bottom lane. And like I mentioned at the beginning, I feel like if he just went top and got that farm, he would have been in a much better position. But actually, it's Silhouette who's coming top. He is only level 2, and they're going to have kind of a 2v1 situation against a Tremble. I don't know if that's that effective against a Tremble that's already got his levels, so
yeah,
we'll have to wait and see with that. But the best thing for them they got going on is Mookie's playing this this Tempest, just getting free farm in the jungle. That's what you want in a passive game.
Yeah, and his Ring of Sorcery is getting close. The hook, it's not going to be enough. The Bubble's supposed to away, and it will be fine. Fade does port in as well. But yeah, Devour's level 6 already, so he's got that Devour ability here and ready to use on top of his, of course, hook. Magnus is nearby, only a level 1 stun, but he's ready to combo if another hook perhaps lands. Of course, Fade being here, just another target for him to hit if he decides to go for it. There's a Shell Circuit going to be used for harassment, as Devour will just continue cleaning up the creep. But if he does have his third ability, that 1 level, of course. Nice hook right there on a Bubbles. The Magma stun comes out. Not enough mana for his ultimate, though. Bubbles just going to kind of walk away. Doesn't have Shell Surf just yet, but he will fall when it's all said and done. Of course, they knew he used the Shell Surf just prior to that for the creep farm and harassment, and as a result, Misery took full advantage, got the hook, and got the kill. You said it. He's playing this hero. This is no doubt one of the better Devour plays I've ever seen here. Not a hero we get to see too often, but it is impressive.
What did I say? These players, they have the skill, man. They have the talent. It's just a matter of putting that strategy to that talent. And if you saw what he was doing, he was walking like, I swear, if you could have a face on these heroes, he was just staring at this Fade, like walking up to the Fade, but boop, it's like with the side vision went towards the Bubbles instead. And it's those mind games that you got to play with the Devour that good Devour players understand. And he played it perfectly.
Top rune, it's not going to spawn top, but it's going to be bottom. Both Magnus and Fade were heading up there. But again, it is bottom. Devour and Bubbles are now going to head down there, but Bubbles already has the jump, and Devour just says, you know what, you can go ahead and have it. So Bubbles will be able to pick up what is an illusion rune down there. Does Bubbles even have his own bottle? Yes, he does. Top lane or bottom lane is actually some action. Plague barely going to die. Yes, he will fall. Now to the top lane. Glacius is actually going at it with Silhouette right here, and Magnus, as well as Tremble, of course, being here. Tremble now chasing Silhouette. Silhouette will get caught by Boris, and down he goes. Magnus not able to finish off Glacius, and now Magnus just completely on the run. Oh, he's getting a little bit of stutter step right here. He's trapped with a tree. Can't get through. He doesn't have mana for stun, and he will just accept his death. Keizu picks up the double tap. That turned around quickly right there in favor of Gary Johnson 2012.
That was really unfortunate. Silhouette, I feel like, yes, maybe he would have died, but he could have gotten a very, very free kill on Glacius and just simply didn't use his spells and just kind of walked around and died. And so that was kind of misplayed right there. Mookie's down bottom. He's kind of laning down there now that no one, or pretty much everyone else on his team has conceded that lane down there, and finds himself in a bad situation between Skyzo and Swindlemelons, who come to gank there for the bottom. He doesn't even have his ultimate yet, but doesn't really need it against a lowly Tempest, who doesn't have that much farm. Or, well, I shouldn't say farm, but not much life. Only sitting at 682 max life.
Yeah, that's it's just a good job by Bubbles roaming in there, and of course Pebbles leading the way. Bubbles just followed it up, and really nothing Mookies could do on Tempest, just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So Plague is now going to be down here. It seems like there's been so much switching up going on here in the Legion side especially. Devour's been the only one that's kind of sat in his lane, where everyone else has really been moving around quite a bit, but it's showing. I mean, he's level 7, again, still the top farm of the game. The hook just missing right there, just behind Bubbles, and he is able to get away. Are you a little bit surprised at the no-take cover yet on Bubbles, or is that really standard against Devour maybe? Or I
was thinking about it, and I actually think it's a good thing because the level 1 Song of the Sea, it only silences for 0.1 second. So even if you have that take cover, actually the hook comes out yet again. The stun not in time, unfortunately. Lalon was just too far away. So the hooks are still always connecting. Here comes Pebbles, though. He has that Invis rune, and the Kelp Field is still on Magnus. He is going to hit him, and that will be Lalon's death, unfortunately. Devour gets the hook onto Pebbles, realizes that he already expended his combo. There comes Mookie's on Tempest. Does he have an ultimate? Yes, he does. I don't think he's really going to need it, though. But Pebbles is quite tanky. He is still finally going to die. Kento Bean gets the last hit.
Yeah, good assistance right there from the team, of course, but Misery obviously leading the way with the hook initially and getting the team support out of it. So a little bit of a push perhaps going to come out in the middle lane now. So the Magnus death resulted in a Pebbles kill. And if you're a Team Kierk, you can be pretty happy with an exchange like that. But just like last game, although this is a much better start for Team Kierk, you still have a Tremble that's farming 400 GPM. You see another hook attempt right there. A good sidestep, though, coming up from Bubbles. He saw that coming for quite a while and was able to avoid it this time. So keeping alive himself. But yeah, Tremble's just freely pushing this top lane. 400 gold per minute. He's going to get this tower kill. I don't know if they're going to put up any resistance because they're worried about pushing this middle lane in the meantime. So unless they decide to quick port to the top lane, maybe try to catch him. But only Devour has a port right now, it looks like. It looks like Plague Rider does as well, but the other three do not. So they're just going to go for a push here in the middle lane. And Keizu will get the tower kill up at top right here. So they're just going to exchange towers when it's all said and done. But, you know, Keizu's farm is really starting to take off. So if you're Team Kierk, you need to be pretty careful here.
Yeah, definitely. Keizu on Tremble, he's free farming like crazy. Silhouette, on the other hand, has really nothing at all. Actually, I'm surprised he even has over 200 gold per minute, to be honest. But is delivering something. Hopefully it's those Steam Boots. I think it is. Devour having a great game so far, 3-0-1. And to answer your question earlier, though, about the no-take cover, it's simply because if you do get hooked, even if you have a take cover, you're not going to get away from it. You can shell surf and take cover, but the take cover is such a low duration that he can still eat you in between. And the thing about the Song of the Sea is if you're able to, if you get hooked and you have it level 2 with that 1 second silence, you can actually silence silence and then use your shell surf to get away properly.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit better of a mechanic.
Yeah, as we kind of saw right there, when he did get hooked, it's right as you were about to talk about it, all of a sudden he got hooked, he just Song of the Seed, and Devour was not able to follow it up because of that. So, yeah, it definitely did save Bubbles there in the end. So definitely smart choice from Swinnemelons there. We saw another hook attempt, but again, missing. You know, even the best Devours, obviously, you can't guarantee 100% hook chance, of course. You are going to throw those random ones in there and try to get lucky, but just won't always connect. But I keep going back to, though, Keizu is just free farming 420 gold per minute now. It's just constantly going up. He's got his helm, got his Mystic Vestments, at least, in the Steam Boots. And now possibly on his way to, yet again, that Mock of Brilliance, or the Sword of the High First. And, I mean, just like last game. So, like I said, there is a difference. At least Team Kierk seems to be a little bit better this time around. You know, with Devour, Tempest, as you mentioned earlier, Mookie's not doing too bad himself. Has to bring a Sorcerer's Little Red Booties, group it up here in the bottom lane somewhat. And then there is Silhouette. He's only level 5 still, kind of under leveled. There we go, it's level 6. But she's farming 230 gold per minute, so at least getting something. We do see the middle lane hook is going to hit Pebbles right there. Burning Shadows coming up for Fade, though. Trying to react. There goes a Plague. Going to come out. Will it bounce back? No, will not. But can they still set up a kill? The Kelpfield going to keep Plague Rider in place, and Pebbles will fall back when it's all said and done. So very, very close right there. But good teamwork, good support coming out from Team Kier, or Gary Johnson, excuse me.
Yeah, but they had to expend the Plague Gold too. They didn't get anything in the meantime. You still got Tremble, who's gladly just going to sit up here in this top lane, and he's going to do that until he sees resistance. And even then, he's still so tanky, it's going to be really, really hard to take him down. Swindlemelons does get a deny, actually, on the bottom tower, so good job for him. Fade is ultied and is invis, looking for blood, gets the jump on the Silhouette. She dies immediately. Here's a resistance, maybe from Magnus, gets the stun, maybe, no. They want to maybe go on something, but here comes Tremble, has a mound there. No Plague Rider ulti is up, though. Tempest is trying to TP out, does get the port out. Ports back to base. Here's Devour. He wants to assist.
I'm a little bit surprised Tempest didn't look to go in right there. He had the support coming first, and they had the numbers, but again, maybe it's just they thought there was more. But now we see all here from the Hellborn team. A level 10 Tremble. He's going to dive. He's going to get devoured, though, by Devour. But that turnaround happening. Misery's dropping quickly as well as Magnus. Alarm will stun in. Trying to stay alive for maybe a little bit longer, but here comes a chase. There goes a hook on to Fade right there. Misery will pick up a kill right after he dies, though. But hey, at least he got something instead of nothing right there. But in the meantime, Skyzo's cleaning up on Pebbles. Double damage rune. That'll happen. Hitting pretty damn hard. and this tower is now going to start dropping quickly. So in the end, it does work out big time in favor of GJ2012, and you see Tempest as well as Silhouette, nothing they're going to be able to do here.
There's just nothing, and I agree. I think that the Tempest needed to be used somewhere in there, and they just needed to have a response earlier to help them. That was an engagement they could have easily fought, but of course they did have Silhouette get picked off right at the very beginning, and her farm, you know, I mentioned Silhouette trying to get back into this game, bouncing back, but that's going to have to rely on the rest of their team picking up a bunch of kills for him.
Yeah.
Play can't really do that without the ultimate. Magnus can't do that without the levels, which he's severely lacking. Tempest can help and Devour can help him, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's what looks like such a great start here for Team Kierk, and especially with Misery getting on that Devour. I mean, he still is going pretty strong. 4 1-1 hero kill stats, not looking too shabby. Tempest going to get caught here in the jungle, by the way. Fade and Bubbles are going to start doing that more and more as this game progresses. Just another thing that, of course, they're going to have to be worried about. And they also have to deal with the Portal Key Pebbles now. That's obviously not good news, as Skyzo has been able to pick up their Portal Keys. So the jump potential is definitely going to be there now in favor of Gary Johnson 2012. So Team Kierk, they're really going to have to look out for that, specifically Kento being on Silhouette, who, again, still level 6. I still can't get over that. I mean, it's one thing to be under farmed, but completely under level 2. So Silhouette is just really not having the best game here, unfortunately. And that's going to make it even that much more difficult, of course, for this Legion team. Now, nice hook here in the middle lane, but again, you talked about the Song of the Sea from Swindle Melons as soon as he got hooked in, and he was able to get away right there. So good hook, but better reaction from Swindle Melons.
Again, yeah, that's why I do favor that lane matchup. Of course, especially initially before Devour does hit level 6. Actually, top lane, Tremble's going to be in a lot of trouble. Has the stuns. Actually, they faded already from Mookie's. They're trying to pursue. He has the Boris in place of him, in between him and Devo.
Yeah.
Devo's getting blocked by him. Can he connect the hook? He's going to have to do it now before he gets too far away. Yeah, no, he had to just throw it before he, Tremble just walked too far away, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really, really close right there. But you got to give credit to KZ. You said it. He was microing that Boris, keeping it in front. In fact, they're going to go for a turnaround here. In comes a Burning Shadows from Fade, perhaps. There's the Burning Shadows. Tempest does have an ultimate. No, nice hook from Misery coming out. Going to save Tempest for now. And here comes a turnaround chance along with something, but at what cost right here? 5 heroes are here. Pebbles jumps into the background. The Capfield catching Magnus. Plague Rider barely staying alive. It looks like he may survive just a little bit longer, though. The Mount's going to come out. Tremble is a chasing. And Plague Rider, Angry Diva, though, will be fine. Misery is going to go for another hook, maybe. No, he's not. And the damage is done. They're also going to get this top tower kill. So, look like, again, Team Kierk may have been able to set something up there, but ain't going to happen.
I think Pudge is such a fun hero. Sorry, Devour is such a fun hero.
Yeah.
He's actually quite good in this game, too. And actually, top lane, there's going to be a lot of action. The port's coming. The deny is not successful. To get the hook on his Z-Freak, Misery is connecting what seems to be a high accuracy of hooks here. He's still looking for blood. His hook is on cooldown for another 6 seconds, but he just can't get there in time. So, yeah, Devour is just such a great hero, and I've mentioned him. I used to play him actually quite a lot in matches even. And part of the reason why he's so good is in pushes. If you sit back, you get a good hook. That's pretty much a one-team fight.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do is just kind of get that hook. And when you have someone that can hook well, like Misery, it's very effective, but simply they just don't have the farm on their supports and the levels to boot. So
another hero that comes to mind with the logic is something like a Valkyrie, of course. But with Valkyrie, it's kind of the opposite.
You have to go
You go in, exactly. Sure, you got a 5-second arrow on somebody, but there's 4 heroes surrounding that hero.
Yep.
With the hook is obviously that's where the advantage lies. You pull it to your team, and you have that 5 versus 1 advantage, or ideally, and it puts them in a lot of trouble. So Silhouette, she's going to start pushing back up this top lane as you'd expect, but Bubbles is nearby, and look at Fade coming over with the ultimate. Kelfield going to be used here by Swinamonzo. He might not even need Fade. There goes a grapple, but Fade runs in, and Z-Freak actually snipes the kill right there. Definitely necessary, though. So good teamwork coming out between the brothers of Z-Freak and Swindamelons, and they get yet another kill. 12-6 hero kill advantage, 7,500 gold lead, 5,400 experience lead. So keep going back to you. I mean, game 1, it was definitely much more of a stomp. At least Team Kierk has that to say for themselves. Obviously, here in game number 2, not getting rolled by any means, but they are starting to fall behind once again, and it's looking grimmer and grimmer as the game progresses on. Helm of the Black Legion finished on Devour. The dude has 1,700 life. That is a ridiculous thing about this hero because of those charges start adding up too. So
yeah, who's Gary Johnson? Anyway, the strategy just isn't all there. I mean, when you're getting tri-laned up against, when you have that dual lane, you simply do not want 2 heroes up against it. You want 1 hero. and they should have switched Magnus up to that top lane, put farm on him. They could have done that easily with a Plague Rider Magnus lane against the solo Tremble, who now, by the way, has a Sword of the High, well on his way towards a Mach, a pre-20-minute Mach, and a Helm of the Black Legion, and Steam Boots. That's pretty damn scary.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Silhouette, actually middle lane, I just went off as soon as that charge was happening. Look at Devour, he's tanking a lot of damage here, but it's just so much crowd control, so much damage all around coming out. And even as tanky as he is, still not enough. So he'll fall to the ground. This middle tower is easily going to be pushed in. You do see Tremble nearby. He ported to one of the mounds. He is, as you mentioned, he's got the Sword of the High, so very, very close to finishing his Mocker Brilliance. There goes the tower kill. He's going to clean up a couple of creeps, and very likely we'll have that pre-20-minute mock. So they're already down to one outer tower. No, two outer towers, actually. The middle and the bottom still exists here. But Pebbles, Glacius, and Bubbles, they're going to keep this going. Bubbles doesn't have his own portal key just yet. He does have 1,800 plus gold saved up, so if that's what he's going for, we'll have it in the near future. Fade level 8, but he's going up from behind. He's going to open on a Magnus by himself. Will it be enough for the kill? It doesn't matter as Swinamounts comes in to guarantee it on Bubbles right there. So again, good help from the brothers. And they take out Magnus. This middle tower, I don't think there's going to be much of a defensive stand here coming out from Team Kierk.
Yeah, probably not. And, I'm trying to think of other ways you can utilize Devour, and 1v2 situations are not bad for him either, especially in the mid lane. We see a lot more dual lanes mids.
Yeah.
And mid is such an enclosed area too. You're still going to get the levels regardless, and because you're melee, the denies aren't going to impact you that much. And say you get a good hook onto a support into the tower range, just like you want a 2v1. And I'm trying to think. I think you can actually even run him as a suicide. Say buy boots first. And if your team pools you like some regen, you could actually man up on like the other support. Like say they have a Glacius Dark Lady lane and a Tempest in the jungle, which is very common. You can actually man up against the Glacius with a Devourer. So some fun theory crafting right there. But I just love the hero. I'm glad to see him in play, despite them actually kind of losing this game quite badly.
Well, obviously, it's definitely a case of it sucks that their team is not having the greatest success here in what is game number 2 in this best of the 3 series. For Team Kierk, but no doubt he's played Devour very, very well, and it would be interesting to start. You're right, he is a very entertaining hero to watch in general. I mean, as you said, he's so good at starting those fights, and the hooks is just one of those abilities that's just so epic to watch, especially in good hands like Misery seems to be. So, but we really just don't see him too much, unfortunately. But we do see him here, so that's the good that we can take from this, definitely. Magnus is going to get a little bit initiated on here. Pebbles jumps in the background. He portal keys in, and he pushes them backwards. In comes the Kalefield, though. Pebbles taking a lot of damage on Plagueis passing around. The Tempest ultimate right there coming out from Bucky's, and the Hellborn team will absolutely fall apart. Holy crap, Team Kierk, a 4-for-0 exchange. That just came out of nowhere. Tremble falls back, but wow, what an ultimate from Tempest there.
That was not the greatest initiation I've seen from Pebbles.
Yeah.
He had an awkward decision to make right there. He went in there. He could have just comboed on one, but instead he tossed one back and then tried to stun the other person there. Magnus, obviously, as you mentioned, disjointed that, stunned out, and a great surprise portal key from Tempest. Gets a great ultimate off, and actually they're kind of back in this game almost.
Well, I mean, you meant big word there was surprise portal key. I mean, you're right, he didn't show that before. Silhouette's going to port out just before death for him as Keizu jumped him, so good job by Silhouette right there, staying alive, and he is able to finish off a sustainer. Yeah, I mean, here we are sitting. It's almost as if we're getting like discouraged here. It's like, oh, this sucks because it has potential to be an entertaining game, but may not last too long. But after that fight, see, two things happen right there. One, the obvious as far as stats goes. I mean, that really does help out Team Kierk quite a bit. But I'm sure mentality-wise, they're probably thinking now, like, you know what? We definitely still have a chance as well. So Tremble is going to get initiated on right here, but Plague Rider taking a lot of damage himself. There was a kill at the top lane onto Silhouette, so unfortunate there for Team Kierk. But Gary Johnson 2012 making a push. Now Magnus will pour it out before he gets jumped right there, but they are down a man in Silhouette, and of course Tempest Ultimate is down, so this makes sense what GJ2012 is doing. They're very aware of that, and now they really want to try to capitalize here.
Yeah, and smartly so. Tempest Ultimate's on cooldown for about another minute and a half, actually a little bit over, and the Plague Rider Ultimate is also on cooldown. That's a long cooldown in itself. It goes down drastically from level to level.
But at level 1 it is, yeah.
They're going to get a free tower because all the cooldowns are off, and they're playing it smart. They know that they can't fight without all their ultimates being down this much in gold. About 10k gold now. Not the biggest experience deficit, but it's still there, 3,500.
Yeah. Like I was saying, though, I mean, you got Kento being playing the silhouette. He's got a sustainer. He has a steam booster in the teach, some regen and whatnot. Mystic Vestments make sense. So on his way now to finally a Nullstone pickup, I would assume, here with that sustainer pickup, but still at the same time, ways away, and it just doesn't seem like he's really been able to find that consistent farm. It isn't a huge surprise. I mean, we are dealing with a Fade, a Pebbles, a Bubbles, just constantly roaming around. They had a very solid start early on. And it is showing, of course, a couple of portal keys. Fade just doesn't even need a portal key, although that can definitely help as well. And then you got a Tremble. He's level 14 now, pulling up the experience per minute chart. And, yeah, he is absolutely dominating that chart, farming 486 experience, as well as 488 gold. So he actually has more GPM. It's not too often you see that. But more GPM on Tremble than experience per minute. But 23.5 minutes in, he picks up a Mighty Blade. So, yeah, it looks like he's on his way now to the Shrunken Head. So he's definitely just going a very similar build to what we used to see kids do on Tremble, and well, that's because it works out very, very well. So
I mean, look at his farm compared to Devourer's, who's the top farmer on his team.
Yeah.
He's basically an entire Mach and 1,000 gold ahead of him. That's pretty ridiculous.
It's up there. Yeah, it's definitely up there. Yeah, it really is actually when you put it that way. The hook attempt, not going to hit right there. Bubbles able to portal key out before too much pressure gets onto him. So good job right there from Swinnemelons, escaping what looked like to be a big collapse coming out from Team Kierk, so not going to be any kills for them. The bottom tower will be cleaned up, and now it is officially only base towers left for our Legion team right now. But again, they're defending the best that they can and making something happen here. The shield being applied around, the Frost Armor, or Cursed Shield, I guess, from Plague Rider. It's now level 2, actually, so applying, what is that, it's 4? Yeah, 4 armor. I know it's been changed around, so always have to double-check that. But 4 armor right now, so that's helping against someone like Tremble, perhaps. But there is a lot of magic damage at the same time coming out from this Hellborn team still, and it will be for a while, in fact. So having those Mystic Vestments, the Shaman's Headdress, very, very important, perhaps. There are 4 to the 5 that have Mystic Vestments. Shaman's Headdress and 2 Eventual Burial would no doubt be great, but obviously with the way this game is going, that still might be a ways off, unfortunately. Devour, it looks like, though, he is going for a Shrunken Head. So talking about that, you think that actually is a good choice? Oh,
it's amazing on Devour. It makes it so you can easily channel your ultimate fully without having too much disruption. Of course, there are small things that, like Parasite's ulti and things like that, that can go through that Shrunken Head to still disjoin it and stop it. But it's a great pickup for him.
We do see Kongor being attempted here from Gary Johnson 2012. Tremble, of course, tanking the damage, and it's not the quickest Kongor kill, but we don't see any bit of reaction from Team Kier, because it seems like they're kind of heading over, maybe a little, maybe expecting something, but it's obviously way too late by now. Tremble probably going to be the one yet again, just like last game. Yes, he picks up the Token of Life. He has another 2,800 gold already saved up, so actually just about close to finishing the Shrunken Head. Another creep kill, he'll have it. And in fact, just going to clean up some Ancients here. So he's going to have a Shrunken Head now. And that might have been the item that they're really waiting for, as there we go with the purchase. And we'll probably see a group up and push now coming out from our Hellborn team as a result of that. But big thing to remember, Team Kierk, they won last fight. And, sure, the surprise factor definitely was a big part of that. But they showed it is possible to still hold on here and make that comeback chance alive. So don't give up just yet, obviously, here for Team Kierk fans and those tuning in. They are going to set up a defense here, and so this could get interesting now.
Well, it's a little bit more difficult trying to get your combo against a team that has a Token of Life on them.
True.
And especially when it was such a devastating initiation on them last time, they've got to be thinking to themselves, okay, we're not letting that happen again. And they have the means to cancel the Tempest's Ultimate, of course, with the push book on Fade, the Burning Shadow stun, the Pebbles, the Glacius. In fact, the only one that cannot cancel is that Tremble, and he should be in the front lines anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and as we saw even last fight, I mean, he was the only one to live. So if you are our Legion team, if you're Team Kierk, you're not focusing Tremble, right? You're trying to focus around their team.
Right. Yeah, you should be killing Bubbles instantly or Pebbles instantly if you can before they're able to cast anything. But it's just too hard. There's too many targets on that team to try it down.
He hooks Tremble right there, but you see them just running away. It's like, not the target I wanted to hook. And they all just run away. So, yeah, that goes even more to your point that, he has a Token of Life. He's so damn tanky. That would have been good for them if they were able to bait out a Shrunken Head maybe, but KZ's very smart, of course, especially having that Token of Life. He figures, if I happen to fall the first time, save it for the second time I come up. So weren't even able to do that, but we see just a very patient push now. Oh, he hooks the creep right there. Wanted to again, maybe try to get a little bit lucky, but the creep was in the way, and that definitely happened. So
yeah, he was trying to wait till the creep was time to get destroyed by him so that he could hook him in. But yeah, again, even if they hook him, it's kind of similar to what you were talking about with the arrow. Sometimes if you get a 5-second arrow into base, you're like, 5-second arrow, it could be like worse for you to go on them because it gives the other team time to set up. So yeah, but especially when it's on a Tremble that is that tanky, has that mock, has the shrunken and the token. And like you mentioned, I think smart players, I really hate seeing when they pop. Actually, still gets the hook yet again. Going to ult him.
There we go. He wears the counter initiation. Kelfield going to come in right there from Bubbles in the background. Pebbles jumps in. Tempest being locked down. And that is not good news here right here. Moki's going to get the ultimate off. Yes, he will. He pulls him in. There goes the kill onto Tremble right there. But Tempest falls shortly after. Magnus being locked down. Of course, Tremble coming right back up. Activates the shrunken head. And now Silhouette falling. The hook attempt will only hit a creep, unfortunately. And that might have been the key there for success for our Hellborn team. Now 29 minutes in, you see they're in a very, very good spot. You got Devour just sitting in the background, trying to maybe just distract him a little bit and hold them off. He is going to hook in Tremble, but obviously just no point even remotely following that up. So these racks most likely going to fall right here.
Yeah, and I just think the idea of hooking a Tremble, I think they're just trying to maybe play this out for fun. But yeah, hooking a Tremble with the token is simply not even hooking him, but going all out on him like that. He does get another hook yet again on Bubbles. Can Bubbles get the shell surf? Yes, he can. He gets double push, just getting pushed around. That was hilarious to see. Oh, man.
That was his own team, too. He has a tablet, but who else? I'm guessing Z-Freak, his brother, also has a tablet. So somebody screwed up there as far as.
Well, the idea was double tablet him further away, but he turned around.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think he was expecting Z-Freak's tablets, so just completely caught him off guard. That was fun. Obviously, though, they are in a point of not the biggest deal. Just they can kind of laugh it off a little bit, and then move on in this game. But now they have a 20,000 gold lead, a 10,000 experience lead. We're coming up to the 30-minute mark now. But most importantly, you have a Tremble, 3,800 gold already saved up again after finishing the items he currently has. So really, about a half hour into this game, he's going to have items that any player would be happy to have an hour into a game. Let's be honest. That's some very good news here for the Hellborn team. KZ doing a great job as always. Silhouette, man. I mean, Silhouette, Kento Bean just can't get anything going this game, but is trucking on by as sure enough as that. So still trying to finish that Null Stone, but even now it's still a little bit of ways off. Still needs the Blessed Orb first, and then, of course, the Pattern. And even if you get an item like that at this point in the game, of course, you're just so late. You got to wonder if it's really going to matter in the end. But once again, we're not too surprised to see them keep going. Nice hook right there on a Glacius in the middle lane. Sender will be the sacrificial lamb, and he will go down. So another kill coming out. And Devour, how many charges? He has 11 charges. Wow, he has 2,400 life.
Yeah.
11 charges. That's Devour, man. He will add up.
It's pretty damn good, and he does have that shrunken head now. There is an Invis, double Invis actually, both Pebbles and, no, it's not a Luna, that's Fade, and the Hellflower is up. I'm sure that damage still does so much with that Hellflower. I know, he still takes him down. The Hellflower is such a great tool against tanky heroes, and he goes down quite quickly.
Yeah, obviously not able to get a shrunken head off to maybe try to score it away right there, so Hellflower definitely playing a big role. Skyzo, of course, having that Hellflower. By the way, again, I think this is more of a case of just having fun with the game, but Firebrand picked up on Fade. Not an item you see too often on that hero, but going for the semi-Curie Fade, perhaps.
Of course.
And why the hell not, They're up 1-0 here in game number 2, have very good control of this game. So might as well have fun for it. It is a game after all, as we like to keep stressing. That is a very important thing to remember, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It is a game.
And thinking about the stats, if they are able to clinch this win, that's another 2-0 victory for them, giving them 3 more points, and they would be in a fantastic spot, I think, at the top of the group right now. Of course, there are other contenders, TT Esports. We'd have to check out their match to see what they're up, because they are 3-0 with 9 points. Definitely
and they're playing
top.
Q Squad today, too. So
yeah, so that should be good. So really, those 3 teams, actually, Q Squad, this team, Gary Johnson 2012, and TT Esports, I think right now are the favorites in the group. But, again, anything can happen, guys. And but at the same time, it's happening very quickly. So make sure, again, you stay tuned to every day.
Yeah, it's of course we'll be coming up with the cast tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little bit after the game, of course. But so not to take too much away from the game at hand here. Top lane though, Silhouette again going to get jumped, but she will be able to port to the illusion before she ultimately goes down. Look at this burning shadows illusion. It was chasing all the way to the base. It actually looked pretty fun. I thought Faye might have been diving there for a second, but nope, just the illusion, and it finally despawns. Skyzo pushing her way in the middle, or his way in the middle lane in the meantime. Blessed Orb has been purchased by Silhouette, so again, just now one step closer to finishing that all-important null stun. Here at this point, ooh, the hook attempt, not going to hit right there. You see Pebbles just able to sidestep in time, and instead he hits the creep, but constantly being applied that armor. I mean, again, Devour is a scary hero. You don't think of Devour as like a late-game carry hero by any means, but especially when the game was in that phase of being very tank-heavy, we went through that strength. You know, we saw Zephyr, Kraken all the time, Armadon, Drunken Master even. I mean, just heroes like that, just really beefy heroes. Devour, obviously, he can be at the top of the chain simply because of that third ability. If you're in a somewhat aggressive game, an action-oriented game that may end up going into the mid to late game, he'll have 4,000 life all of a sudden. I mean, that can happen. So that's another reason why, you know, a hero like Devour can actually be a possibility. It really can be in a competitive play. It would be kind of cool. But Magnus, you're in a lot of trouble, sir. He everyone else ported back. He tried to be. No, guys, don't worry. It's fine. I'm just going to walk back.
Poor Lalonde.
Oops. He got caught out.
Yeah, this is kind of getting to the fun/trolly stages of the game, it seems. GJ2012 is at a considerable lead with 25K, 16K experience just about. And they're looking their way to clinch a second victory here in the series as they're pushing the top lane with all 5 members here. And they still have, they don't have the token up anymore, but instead it's replaced with the Behemoth's Heart for Tremble. So he's got tons of HP, over 3K actually. So he says, you're tanky, Devour? I'm just a little bit more tanky. Beat that, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the hook gonna miss right there, but yeah, you're right. I mean, he has more than 600 more life than Devour right now. So yeah, Tremble, speaking of kind of beefy heroes, obviously he's an agility hero, but it seems like this is a favorable build for him at the same time. You know, you go the early home of the Black Legion, get the Mystic Vestments, then you go into other items, but at the same time, obviously Luxury Point, you really get a Behemoth's Heart even. Devour is going to use right there on Tremble, but he just takes that damage. Magnus in the background gets absolutely annihilated by Pebbles. Now here comes a jump in for the Hellborn team. Tevis coming in. Will he ulti? Yes, he will. Will it matter in the end? Probably not. He's going to be Storm Spirited in the air. Fade will now turn this around on the Silhouette. And Devour, the sole survivor, make that. Mookie's still alive, but he will fall. And Devour's just going to walk to the well. GGs are being called. It looks like it could become an official here in the very near future. But that will mean Hellborn team, GJ2012, they will be 4-0 here in Group A. Here in Destination DreamHack, and Team Kierk, unfortunately, going to be falling to 1-3 here. Yeah, 1-3 here in Group A. So there is still a chance. Again, you just need to finish top 3 out of all these 8 teams for Team Kierk for sure. But it's going to be very difficult for them now.
It will be. Like I said, GJ2012 in a great spot. They're now 4-0 with the record for the Group A. And definitely at the top of that list among TT Esports and Q Squad. Not Q Squad 357, just Q Squad. And there's still other matches to be played. There are still other matches going on, as this was a relatively quicker or more quick series. So
yeah. And, on that note, just a quick for these two teams. Team Kierk, they still have to face FY.